Cafe. Today on One, your daily dose of local affairs and social media commentary.
Today on One, Commander-in-Chief accused of dishing out cattle posts to the rich. State hospital kitchen staff outraged over a lack of PPE. Indongo Toyota employees plagued by internal issues. And NAC employees' jobs secured.
Commander-in-Chief Juliana Gavanas has been accused by community members living in Satansloch on the outskirts of Achumise behind Dunfermline for dishing out cattle posts to the elite without the permission of the city of Windhoek. Community leader Hannes Jacobs said that they are witnessing on a daily basis how the upper class society enters their area with fancy cars and occupy cattle posts on the alleged instruction of Commander-in-Chief Juliana Gavanas. Jacobs added that they sought out an audience with the City of Windhoek Mayor Francina Kahangu, who informed them that the Commander-in-Chief does not have the authority to give out cattle posts belonging to the municipality. Another resident in Satansloch said that the Commander-in-Chief Juliana Gavanas is using her power to bring down the people living in the area.
Juliana Gavanas, apparently the recognized chief by our government, is now, she brought in too many people. What has happened is in the past, apparently they've been given authorization to bring in 36 people. But now what is happening is, now to our amusement, people are over 100. And it's so worrisome because our livelihood is under threat. We have got so many challenges, like the water challenges, overgrazing, and a lot of people are coming in. You know, it's only this month that people did not, came in, but all along, she just brought in people. She gave permission letters because since I'm staying here, what I'm doing is I'm also stopping people. I'm also communicating other stuff. Other community members are also complaining to me, since I'm the leader here, that what is going on? Why are people coming in? People with fancy cars, people, wealthy people, and all that. So apparently these people are also, when they are confronted by the members of the community, they are apparently showing them some letters that says that she gives them permission, authorization, and all that. So we are very much worried. So she placed people where there is no, because this is the homestead, and the farm consists also of 5 other cattle posts. Now what she's doing is she put people at various people at different cattle posts. And what happened is we went to the mayor, and we held a meeting last week Friday, and it was cleared, it was categorically put by the mayor that as it's not as the chief is claiming, because she made us believe that she has been given authorization and permission to run, the cattle post on the behalf of City of Windhoek, and City of Windhoek disputed. We've also approached in the past the former mayor, which is Ms. Ellen Trevor, and she also dismissed it. She apparently never gave them permission, and so on. So what is of late happening now is, now these people, specific people, this Mr. Seth Boyce and his wife, Ms. Yvonne Boyce, they were brought in, they dish out land to them, they are sitting on large of land on one of the cattle posts. Now what they are doing is they are coming here at the homestead. They want to impose on us a project which we never asked for. Imagine, it will become a white elephant unless it is their own agenda.
However, Ngcomaning Traditional Authority Walter Hassep, who spoke on behalf of Chief Juliana Gavanas, said that their chief never handed out cattle posts to prominent individuals, and adding that they are aware that the land still belongs to the City of Windhoek.
There were also allegations made in terms of alleged permission letters granted by GAUS to old and new members to erect permanent structures at the said farm. We want to put it categorically clear that GAUS did not give any person permission to set up a permanent structure, nor did she resettle any community members permanently. However, she gave permission for temporary grazing rights to control the illegal influx of the people at the said farm, and also to have a control in terms of until the lasting solution has been found with the City of Windhoek on the issue of the farm. We had a meeting with the City of Mayor, and also it was agreed that they are going to pronounce themselves very soon on the status of the farm. We have always been communicating and requesting permission from the City of Windhoek as the owners of the farm. Now, there was also an issue for us to give farms to prominent people and so on, and to graze the farm. Our response is as follows. With a letter dated 13 February 2020, we supported the opening of the kindergarten at Satansloch. The support is based on the children's rights to education and well-being of those children that are currently residing at the farm. However, the allegation that that we have granted permission for a building of a permanent structure is the word of all truth, because we have a letter where we have granted the permission for a kindergarten to be erected. But we did not explicitly stipulate by saying that it must be a permanent structure. If you are traveling around in City of Windhoek, you are seeing buildings that has been built with rock and with cement. But that is not, that can be replaced, that can be demolished, and new structures can be put in place. So whether the people are building it with bricks, whether they are building it, it is not a permanent structure. It can be demolished at the need when it is necessary.
According to Jacobs, the Ngomaning chief has given permission for a preschool to be built in the area, while many people are waiting for land from the City of Windhoek.
Share with us on #LearnOn1. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
The Katutura State Hospital kitchen staff is outraged over a lack of personal protective equipment and threatens to down tools until their demands are met. Some of the kitchen staff wear disposable masks for as long as an entire month, says Administrative Officer of the Kitchen Department, Fori Noni Shuya. She says management fails to recognize the plight of her team despite countless engagements.
These people work directly with the patients, so they are put at a disadvantage if they have to use a mask for 4 weeks, because that means that the mask is no longer effective. It doesn't serve its purpose anymore. So today they just want to voice out their concerns and just, of course, get our management and, of course, the ministry or the PS or whoever can just hear them out. Today I tried to make another effort to get masks, but to no avail. I can't even get to the office. It's closed, or people are not picking up, or we just hear like, how far did you not get certain masks from your management and so forth. So it's never really clear answers.
Uyama Kahangoro, the Secretary General of the Public Service Union of Namibia, says he has heard his members complain about this issue way before the COVID-19 outbreak, adding that most of the kitchen staff do not have basic gear such as safety boots and uniforms.
This seems to be completely neglected or deliberately ignored by the employer. And for that reason, being the Ministry of Health and Social Services, stewarded by the Minister Dr. Kalumbi Shangula, who on daily basis at COVID-19 informations and advocates for compliance with the regulations dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic as announced by the President of the country. But yet he himself is not applying the same at his place of work with his employees. And that really defies any logic.
The fact that this is happening amidst the COVID-19 pandemic is disheartening, says Kahangoro. He added that as much as Windhoek Central Hospital staff are experiencing similar issues, it is nothing compared to the situation at the Katutura State Hospital.
If you go visit the hospital, at the Central Hospital, yes, you will observe here and there some non-compliance elements, but are really not to that extent that one should start really complain about. But this one is now becoming inherent. and we can no longer allow the compromise of health and safety of our members, particularly when we are conceived with this difficult situation as a result of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic.
According to Noni Shuya, the PPE shortage forces some of the kitchen staff to not attend to patients, causing them to feel neglected.
I'm a ward assistant in Katutura State Hospital, and I have been working here for 10 years. We have been suffering a lot, and we want the government to help us because I cannot get the same salary as a cleaner of 3,000 Namibian dollars. I have children and a house and bills to pay. Even taxi fare has increased, so we are forced to walk from Havana to work every day.
I work in the laundry department, but our pay slips indicate that we fall in the same category as cleaners. But our work is very different because if you bring a cleaner in our department, they will need specialized training on how laundry works. But if I go to their department, I will just start cleaning.
We are tired of the situation here at Katutura State Hospital. I have served the hospital for so many years that I'm about to retire, but I will have no pension. After suffering for so many years, cleaning feasts day and night, and still our salaries remain the same. Especially now during this time of Corona, and I am still working while I am poor, and only getting a mere 3,000 for many years.
PSUN says if the Katutura State Hospital management fails to meet the kitchen staff demands, they will be forced to make use of subsection 2 of the Labour Act, which states that employees can leave their workplace if they feel their health and safety is at risk.
Always love to hear from you. Send us your views, comments and videos with your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV, it just gets better.
Employees of local car dealership Indongo Toyota handed over a petition to its management highlighting their dissatisfaction with certain issues within the company that they demand should be addressed. According to shop stewards, the Indongo Toyota management has ignored and failed to address pressing issues that have been raised on numerous occasions at the company, such as discrimination, sexual harassment, mismanagement of company funds and properties, and COVID-19 measures for the company.
Indongo Toyota is a black-owned company, and we expect local businessmen and women to be the first in the country to respect the rights of workers at our workplace. But this is not the case at Indongo Toyota. We, the workers of Indongo Toyota, have raised several potential irregularities within the company which were of concern to us through our union about 2 or more months back, and our submission have been met with hostility towards the union, while we as workers we raise these concerns with the aim of assisting with ensuring that the income of the company is not lost through potential under-dealings which are aimed at unfair benefiting individuals at the expense of the company. We as the workers of Indongo expect proper investigation to be carried out on the issues raised, but in fact the board of directors left it up to the former dealer principal, who is alleged a culprit, to investigate himself.
The employees' demands are, amongst others, that the management at Indongo Toyota suspends a male employee who is alleged to have sexually harassed a female employee, for workers to be allowed to exercise their freedom of association rights, and an immediate investigation into the financial management and operations of Indongo Toyota dating back to 2018.
Another incident of discrimination is a case involving a black male employee who was charged for allegations of stealing a vehicle canopy. Halfway during this black male employee disciplinary hearing, it came to our attention of the company that the vehicle canopy was not stolen by the black male employee, but it was a white female employee. Since this development, it has been 3 months now, but management did not act on this matter. We have no idea why the company did not act on this matter. However, we strongly feel that all employees should be treated equally when it comes to misconduct. The same incident occurred at Indongo Toyota Ongwediva branch, where a female employee lodged a sexual harassment complaint against her dealer principal, a black male employee. We are informed that this principal dealer was immediately suspended and his disciplinary hearing process is still ongoing. These 2 female employees followed the same steps in lodging their complaints. But as we speak, the former white dealer principal was never subjected to the same disciplinary action the black dealer principal is subjected to. You, the board of directors, are aware of these issues as they have been brought to your attention in writing. We, the workers of Indongo Toyota, regardless our race or color, we are convinced that these 2 cases are of the same nature, and management and board of directors should treat these 2 cases equally.
The management has been given until Friday, the 26th of June 2020 to take action. Receiving the petition, dealer principal at Indongo Toyota, Jeremy George, noted that management will look into the matter and revert back to them.
You seem to be running a temperature, doctor.
I think so, nurse.
As ek na daai smile kyk, is jy nie op 'n ander planeet wat jy upset is nie.
Nie 'n planeet nie, Cloud 9. Beste aand van my lewe.
Dis nie reg om met meisies se harte te mors nie. Veral nie iemand soos Nosi doen.
Shebi, ungathi wamotseleng vela, ritlabada. Angeke bemnandi. Pasop.
Justin is a criminal. He's the lowest kind of scum. I wouldn't let him near my dogs, let alone children.
Leslie het jou help vlug. Daar's fout met jou ore. Ek weet nie eens wie Leslie is nie. En as jy hier wil oorleef, onthou dit. Wil jy my op daai selfe lys sit? Gee enigstens om vir my.
Natuurlik gee ek vir jou om. Dis hoekom ek hier is.
Stop dan hierdie speletjie en bly weg van Leslie af. Sy het gewen, Chris. Aanvaar dit net. Loop mekaar uit. No! Willem! Loop toe! Willem! Stop it!
At their recently held annual general meeting, the Namibia Airports Company highlighted the company's achievements and key points that will help improve its operations. The NAC's outstanding annual financial statements were concluded after 2 years of efforts for the years 2017, 2018 and 2019, with the chairperson of the board of directors calling it an enormous achievement, noting that the organization is committed to enhance corporate accountability, transparency and compliance.
As we briefed you earlier in January 2020, the organization has been in transition after experiencing various governance and stability challenges over the past years. But today, as a board, we are pleased to inform the Namibian nation that during our tenure, the company has gained momentum in moving forward, and it gives us comfort and confidence to state without a doubt that a solid and functioning framework has been established under the pronounced leadership of management. Over the past 2 years, there's been a concerted effort to conclude the outstanding annual financial statements for the years ending 2017, 2018, and 2019, respectively. Today, we have presented these statements to our shareholder for approval, And although some may view the content of the statements as historical issues, we view it as an enormous achievement to ensure that the company is fully compliant with the provisions relating to the legal framework referred to above and the governance check on the financial statements, which will indicate that we have been able to move forward in this regard, and that the organization is now current and compliant.
Namibia Airports Company NAC CEO BC Uirab made it clear that employees at the entity are still safe and that the organization is not considering retrenching its employees.
Since the state of emergency was declared, we have closed our airports. There is no air travel, commercial air travel taking place currently, and our revenue basically depends on airlines landing and departing from the airports and passengers going through our terminals. That has not been the case for the past 3 months or so. That is putting us under extreme pressure. And it is for that reason that the chairman has announced that we have gone back to the drawing board to reconsider our spending patterns, to the extent that we have basically reviewed how we spend our little resources that are there. So we are trying everything possible to ensure that we continue to keep our employees, but also sacrifices will be made from the side of the employees.
The NAC also announced that once Namibia moves to stage 4 of the COVID-19 lockdown regulations, they expect a gradual opening of borders to selected countries soon, with normal flight schedules expected to resume subject to screening and quarantine protocols.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of 700 Club Nigeria. Today on 700 Club Nigeria, a woman encounters inexplicable pain after the delivery of her baby. An interesting chat with the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria. Plus, we learn about the power within our spoken word.
My portion in the land of the living, help me sing. As for me, and my house, we will serve.
In other leading stories, the Action Coalition has welcomed the Access to Information Bill that has been tabled in the National Assembly by Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Paya Mushalenga, this month. The Action Coalition considers the ATI bill to be a strong one that for the most part captures the essence and contains the necessary substance of a modern, workable access to information framework. However, there are a limited number of important concerns with specific sections of the bill that it feels need to be addressed with the aim of making the eventual law and regulatory framework even stronger. Concerns are, amongst others, that the blanket exemption for proceedings and decisions of Cabinet and its committees in the Access to Information Bill is too broad and not an international norm. The Action Coalition recommends the removal of Clause 2(2)ai, which exempts Cabinet entirely from the Act, and substitute it with a new provision exempting information about Cabinet deliberations until a period of 10 years have passed. For example, 2 presidential terms of office, but do not provide any exemption for Cabinet decisions and resolutions or for factual information submitted to Cabinet or its committees. In addition, all Cabinet materials, like other government documents, should be subject to the public interest override in Clause 64. The coalition further feels that some of these concerns would benefit from wider public input and that it would welcome the opportunity to make a submission or presentation before any parliamentary committee on the issues outlined in the statement.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. One Africa Television streamed live the press conference at State House this week, where the president gave the public an update on the COVID-19 pandemic and response from government on curbing the spread. The highlight of the event was that the entire country is now under stage 3, with the exception of Walvis Bay, Swakopmund and Arandas. Next week, 13 regions will transition to stage 4, with Erongo region remaining in stage 3 in order to safeguard its economy and livelihoods while assessing the possibility of community transmission. Yilmaz said with the increase in cases in the Erongo region, it could have been better to keep the region under stage 1. Welu said public gatherings should remain at 50 and not 250 people. Dinelao wants all residents in the Erongo region to be tested as soon as possible. Bella said the country was under total lockdown when it had 16 confirmed cases. Now with over 60, schools are reopening. Prophets in Namibia have rejected allegations made in a recent live stream by South African prophet J. Israel Sr. and are now demanding a public apology. Emmanuel questioned the credentials of the prophets, as any person can proclaim themselves to be a man of God. Mwazi said the commotion seems to be personal and not centered on God. Rosalia wants a prophet that can predict the end of the novel coronavirus pandemic. Tutaleni said the South African religious leader does not owe anyone an apology because he is honest. Shanika jokingly said that there seems to be a fight over God as the market gets smaller. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
From Cape to Cairo, Accra to Antananarivo, there are millions of people just like you trying to make a living to make money. And there's no magic way to get rich quick, unless you're Aliko Dangote. You're not Aliko Dangote, are you? No? Well, perhaps we can help you get a little further along the way. With BBC reporters all over Africa, we find the stories, the successes, and the startups that will help you make the most of your money. This is Smart Money.
A look at the weather forecast. First, an advisory from the Windhoek Met Office. Frontal cooling is expected in the West and Clarence region from Thursday. Very cold conditions will set in on Friday and Saturday in the West, South, Central and Eastern regions. The Namibia interior is sunny and mild to warm. The coast partly cloudy and warm to hot, and the wind fresh northeasterly to moderate southwesterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.